Today, I'm speaking with Nathan Eads from Lally Group. Thank you for joining me today, Nathan.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Can you tell me a little bit about your firm?
Yep, our firm is we have two offices in Jackson and Lansing, Michigan, and we have just under 30 people at our firm.
Okay. What is your role day to day?
Yep, so I'm one of the partners. We have four partners, and along with working with clients that are family-owned business and in the specific industry of telecommunications, I would consider myself the tech partner as well. So I'm the one that helps to kind of help to get things done, if you will, in the tech area.
Great. What systems or processes were you using before Firm360?
Yep. So for Firm360, for document management, we use GoFileRoom. For our processes, we would have used FirmFlow. And for our billing, we would have used Practice CS. And for our collections, we would have used MyPay.
What challenges were you experiencing at that time?
At that time, that's kind of the list, is in the sense of we were using multiple products to be able to service a client and be able to work with a firm. And we were looking for a product that could kind of bring a lot of those different components together.
Okay. At what point did you realize something needed to change?
I'd say probably 2 years ago, we were just looking for and waiting for the right product to be able to come along to be able to bring those things together. So in the last couple of years of just having some disconnect on something that you would change in one system, but then you have to go and change it in a couple of other systems. I was like, all right, this is not, we need to eventually get to an area that we can just have it all in one system.
What concerns or hesitations did you have before switching?
Well, I think that for us, our firm is a very heavy Thomson Reuters shop. And so I'd say that although we were challenged in the system, we knew the ecosystem. And so for us, one of the biggest challenges was getting outside of that, looking at products outside of it. How would the other software in our tech stack be able to work with Firm360? Were some of the things that we were kind of thinking about in just the whole process of trying to consolidate some of these different applications together.
So, how was your onboarding experience with Firm360?
The onboarding experience with Firm360 was actually pretty amazing. Because of prior software vendors, it's typically you pay for a certain expectation on the onboarding. You get a couple of hours and then you have to take it the rest of the way. For us, with Firm360, I've been dealing with the tech here at Lally for decades now. And I've never had an onboarding experience like we've had with Firm360 in the sense of having a weekly scheduled call. I knew that every Monday at 10 o'clock, we're going to have a call and talk about where things are at, what are the questions that have come up in the last week, where do we stand for getting our data out of our previous vendor, and what are the steps and processes of getting it into the system. So between that and then having the white pages available to be able to give to our outside tech, to be able to say, hey, here's the steps or here's the processes that you're going to want to have for safety, security, and all those different components too. So as a result of that, it just was a great experience of being able to onboard and have a consistent communication with a team or the same person, basically, to be able to really help success happen in the end.
It's great to hear. Have you noticed any time savings since using Firm360?
So I would say, I don't know if we could quantify it, but there's definitely a component of not having to change something in multiple spaces, and to be able to look at the projects where they're at and be able to understand that for the entire client suite has definitely been a time savings. But I think that probably the biggest one is just a matter of if there is something that we want to do just a little bit different with a client, we're able to do it at one spot and then be able to make it so it's comfortable all the way through the different areas or the different click points, if you will, for a teammate inside of the system.
Let's talk about the client experience. Has that changed at all?
We are using Firm360 for all billing, and we also have it set up so that way we're getting paid back through Stripe. And so that's been really nice just because on the client side, their information's in there and they're able to go and pay at will if they choose to. We love it because we'll have it so the 20th of the month, a lot of clients are getting drawn, and that way we're getting our payments consistently on a monthly basis. And then we also really like it because in the past, when a deposit was happening, we would have to go and record that against the client's account. Or now having that being done inside of Firm360, anyone that pays through Stripe or through the system, it's automatically going against their specific account, getting applied to the bill and making it so it's one less manual process that we used to have to do in the past.
Yeah, that's amazing. How do decisions like pricing, hiring, or taking on new clients feel now compared to before?
I really like it now. There's a couple of topics there. So on the pricing side, we're pretty much just subscription based going forward. So as a result of that, we're able to go and put a reoccurring, in your system is called an engagement, where every month the same dollar amount appears. There's a progress bill that gets applied to it. So we don't even have to think about it. It automatically gets generated. It gets put into the client account. If we have the ACH set up, which most of them we do, it automatically gets paid on the 20th of the next month. And so that's a nice feature to be able to, on the pricing side of, we've already taken that client through, or that potential client through our intake process. We've onboarded them, and now we're able to systematically set them up for billing. When it comes to staffing, it's just more of, what's nice is instead of having to train an individual on 4 different platforms to be able to do things, although the list of tasks are the same, because of it being all in one platform, it made it way easier to be able to just say, all right, we're going to talk about all of the nuances that happen with inside of Firm360 versus having the shift between the different types of icons or tabs or other different items you'd have with different types of programs. And so that's worked out really well. I'd say the last thing that's worked out nice is when we create a subscription agreement for a client and we have that list of items, we're able to go and just build out the reoccurring projects list inside of Firm360. And so that way, what we've promised over on the document to the client will match what we have for projects, and they automatically happen every month. There's no manual entry to get things up and going. That's what we had with our previous system, to be able to make it sure that we're able to capture all of the services that are required, and we're able to track it and see where things are at as well.
Now that you're using Firm360, do you feel like you have more visibility and control over the firm today?
I think that the biggest area of visibility that we have is in terms of just the projects, and to be able to work with the information inside of Firm360 and export and kind of manipulate it on our own too, to be able to identify this is where different projects are at for the firm and for the clients that we're trying to manage. I'd say that that's probably the biggest area that we've just really enjoyed, the way that the information comes out to be able to help guide our teammates and staff as to where things need to be at and what projects need to be of emphasis kind of in the future.
So when you think about what success looks like for your firm now, has that definition changed at all?
Our vision of success is to be able to have the right fit clients and be able to put our team in a place to be able to have it so they feel like they're providing value for their clients. They're learning, they're growing, and they're having an impact on those that are around them here at the firm. Firm360, what that allows us to do is to be able to look and see where are things at. Are they measuring as we expected them to? If something is off, what needs to change? And so it helps us to be able to do that. But once again, I think that for any organization, it's really going to come down to the people and how you communicate with your people and create those expectations for them. I would say that Firm360 does a good job of helping buttress or really be able to help out with what you're trying to accomplish.
Great. Has Firm360 influenced how you think about growth, even if growth wasn't the original goal?
When it comes to growth, I think that the way that Firm360 gives us some comfort is as we're taking on new clients and right fit clients, and there is a list that's on that subscription that we want to make sure that we are servicing timely and properly. Firm360 is an easy way to be able to list all of those items out and to be able to put deadlines with them. So that way the client can get the service that they signed up for. And Firm360, in that sense, it's not like it's growing new clients, but it's really just making it simple to be able to ensure that we're servicing the clients the way that we told them when they first came on, and even for our existing clients now, to be able to really track and see, okay, what's falling behind and what is where it needs to be.
Yeah. So this next question, I haven't decided yet if I think you just answered it, so I'm going to let
All
you
right,
think
that's
about
fine.
it. Do you feel more comfortable saying yes or no to work now?
Oh, I'd say that I'll phrase it this way. When it comes to work now, in our industry, there are plenty of clients. It's a matter of finding right fit clients. And so when it comes to, are we going to take a client on or not? Our document management projects and everything that Firm360 has does not pull us back. It does not hold us back. It may not like spring us forward to, we're going to take this client on because we have Firm360. It's more about talent development. Where's the client at? What's the pricing look like? But I think what's key for us is this entire ecosystem of Firm360 gives us the confidence that if we take that potential client all the way through that process, we're very comfortable that we're going to be able to have the back end support that Firm360 gives us to be able to make it so it gives us the tools to be able to service that client well. And if something is starting to go off, it gives us the warning signals to be able to say, okay, we really need to talk about this as the what's happening with that certain client.
Great. So if you hadn't implemented Firm 360, where do you think your firm would be today?
We'd probably be doing the same thing that we were doing for decades before. And that would be, taking in time and making sure things were between the different systems were going the same way. We'd be paying more for software, I'll be honest with you, because you're paying for all these different licenses versus consolidating it together. And when it comes to like onboarding a new staff member, you'd have to dedicate all these different chunks of time to these different types of software, making sure the licenses were right, making sure you had enough licenses. Where now it's just a matter of, okay, as a part of your onboarding process, we're going to talk about Firm360 and all of the different components that go within it.
Yeah. Okay, last question. What would you say to a peer who's considering Firm 360?
If you are looking for a mechanism or way to be able to try and consolidate your information together, to be able to go to one space to look and see what's going on with billing, collections, projects, being able to link different clients together, and then on the next tab over, look at all the documents, look at all the projects, and be able to assign it to different people. I think that Firm360 is a great system to be able to look at in the sense of trying to put that all together. If you're a firm that hasn't gone through something like that before, or hasn't gone through going through each one of your different projects that you service for a client, I think that Firm360 is a good step from going from very little or maybe even nothing, because of the support that you get and just the way the system works kind of intuitively. You're able to kind of customize to your firm, and then in the 80% rule of how a project or how a 1040 or whatever is supposed to go through your firm. I think Firm360 really sets that up well for success for a firm that is like, all right, we kind of want to lock down some processes and to be able to make it so we can go to one spot to be able to see all of the information. Firm360 is a really good tool for that.